Welcome everybody to High AC. We're not high, we're just high schoolers.
Yay!
I mean, damn it.
You never know anymore.
I know, because I'm not high, I'm a high schooler.
I'm making a tradition. I have to eat in every session.
No, you don't.
He's a dwarf. He does eat a lot,
Sure he does.
so it would make sense.
You can eat in like in fiction, but not in real life.
I'm the most.
I've eaten in every session though since like session 3.
Gotta go play a fighting.
I don't even notice. Although it's not like I'm trying to.
These fries are good.
But yeah, today we're missing a very important person. We're missing Chris, the DM. So not like we could do a session if we wanted to. So we're here doing a lore episode.
Katrina's sitting there as she's being called not a DM.
Not the DM. You are a DM.
I'm a good DM, I like to think.
Yeah, you were good for the one shot. It's just
You're pretty good for one shot.
This is Chris's campaign that we're.
Yeah, let's get started.
You are granted the rank of DM, but are not granted the rank of master. Take a seat, young Clementine. This is unfair. It's outrageous.
What do you guys want to talk about first?
Okay, if we're on the topic of the Clone Wars, I watched a video recently about the Star Wars Expanded Universe, where it was entirely about how General Grievous was going to transform a bunch of paladins into mini hymns.
Honestly, would pay for that. But I don't care what we talk about first. Do you have any thoughts on what we should talk about first? Anything you're dying to talk about?
I've been thinking a lot about Clementine's backstory. Mostly, maybe more around her childhood, because, she keeps mentioning her brothers and her grandfather.
Yeah, your brother's gonna be important soon.
I guess. You and Chris like to have ideas and stuff.
Yeah, sure. Just ideas. Not like they're ever going to be.
They're conspiring against us.
Is that what we're supposed to be doing, though? I'm working with the villains. I'm supposed to be conspiring.
Okay,
I know we definitely have to delve into the rose, or the fall of the blooming roses. That's something we do have to get into.
There was the fall of the blooming roses, and then there's the rise, because the blooming roses won the war. It's just they did a big dip.
Are you sure about that?
They were the underdogs
for a while. They were always the underdogs. Yeah, especially 6 feet underdogs.
Yeah. A lot of them were.
A lot of them.
Even if they did win the war, they were already boned from the start.
Pretty much. So, besides the war, Clementine isn't really a sad person. She grew up with both of her parents and her grandfather and 3 other brothers. Really? She is the second youngest. I imagine they grew up on a farm.
Just
it was mainly. It was a big open field.
Someplace where you get that country slick on. You cute.
Oh, not really. Country slick.
If you ever want to hear a very funny song, look up a song called "A Classic Country Song" by Bo Burnham. Have you heard of that?
I don't think I've watched any of his. Wait, Bo Burnham? Maybe. Yeah.
But yeah, Bo Burnham's awesome. He's an awesome artist.
He's a comedic musician.
Oh, he was the one who did the Kill Yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know him.
It won't be painful if you are able to give a little kiss to an oncoming train. You'll.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't really a farm. It was more like a place to like practice very powerful spells without, getting in trouble. It was
Like
I
a
was in
monastery?
trouble.
Like a monastery almost? Like someplace out in the wilderness where you could basically train without, blowing up a city block.
But still have
Yeah.
a childhood.
yeah. Both of Clementine's parents were both powerful wizard and sorceress. One of them was wood elf, and the other was high elf. I'm thinking the high elf was more on the wizard side, the wood elf being more on the sorcerer side.
Get a bow.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to be that
second-
guy, but wood elves and bows.
bows.
That's all they're good for. I don't want to die.
Alright, so in Skyrim, you know what infuriates me? The
What?
wood elves are shorter than the dwarves are supposed to be.
I mean, in Skyrim, dwarves
Yeah.
are just deep elves. It says nothing about height.
The only reason they're called dwarves is because the giants.
Everyone's I'm the smallest giant you're ever gonna see. You little midget.
I am a very small giant.
Then what happened next? After the... Did you get
Well-
conscripted in the army?
Her entire family is based around magic. It was kind of like her dad's legacy and all that, because he was super powerful and all that. All of her brothers were sorcerers and wizards, and I think one of them was kind of her youngest brother, who turned out to kind of be like a necromancer for a while, but then it was
Ooh,
it was kind of chill. Then he turned back into a sorcerer.
Did he go through an edgy phase too, like Joe?
Yeah.
Moves hair in front of eye.
Clementine-
Lord.
Clementine's youngest brother went through an edgy phase, but her second oldest brother, Blame, he's
Gotta have a burn
Predictably-
heal.
predictably the most powerful sibling.
I heard somewhere that one of them was a king for some reason. Which one was
What?
that?
I
Or not a king?
never happened.
Like a political figure.
Yeah. Someone high in a...
He wants to build a wall,
politics.
and he wants to make the dwarves pay for that wall.
Probably the oldest sibling. He's very magical and all that. He doesn't really have a name, but he's very high up in status now, but he doesn't really communicate with the family all that much. He kind of just like took off one day and was just like, I'm gonna make a name for myself, and then he just like sends a letter back, just like, hey,
Has
I'm
no
a big
name.
shot
I don't think he's done a very good job then.
I mean,
now. I just haven't given him a name because I didn't think it was that important to the plot.
Well,
I'm
how
playing-
creative were your parents? How creative were the parents?
Creative.
Tyrone.
Well, one
How-
of them is named Clementine. One of them is named Blame.
Oh,
I don't have names for the other.
Again, if his name is Blandon, you better
How
have a
about-
burn healer.
how about
for him.
like Claire and like things that just sound similar?
Just Deborah, so it's not Deborah.
And the one is just Chalo.
Shalo?
It's literally like Latin for sky. This one YouTuber name is Chalo. He blames his hippie parents for his childhood.
Curse you, hippies. You've
We have
never
to
done-
build the hippie drill.
We have to build the hippie wall to keep the hippies at bay.
Blare Grateful Dead music.
Cool. I like the name Chalo.
It literally
must-
means sky.
Yeah.
And we must remove him.
One of my
her.
first characters were named Sky.
We must remove Clementine because she's one of the hippie. Be gone, hippie.
No. No. Puts on an I voted for Trump sticker. One of us. One of us.
All right. Her grandfather wasn't surprisingly wasn't a wizard. He's on the high elf side of the family, which is like her dad. He's more into fighting and combat. He was an Eldritch Knight. He really takes care of the land rather than honing his skills because he's a retired soldier and all that. But Valentine spent the most time with him growing up and helping him around the land and everything, kind of like stealing skills along the way. Just like, hey dad, hey grandfather, how do you do this? And he'll just like.
All I'm imagining is like the scene from Star Wars where Yoda's riding on Luke's back. Except Luke is Clementine.
Just a relatively full-grown whammy.
Run, jump. Do any of you get that reference?
Run,
yeah, I do.
Good.
Yeah, she spent a lot of time with her grandfather growing up, and it's probably the reason why her parents blame the grandfather for her not growing up to be a sorcerer or sorceress or witch, whatever. But she's rebellious. She's rebellious and became a fighter, and then eventually came around to being Eldritch Knight like her grandfather.
Yeah.
So your parents be like, be a dentist, and I'm like, no.
No, Mom.
I want to be an artist. No, be a doctor. Fuck you.
Be a doctor and be able to afford your rent.
You doctor yet?
Pretty much. That's pretty much what Clementine's parents are like. They probably every time they see her, it's just like, hey, started magic yet?
So where's Clementine from?
Clementine's from Eldridge Reaches.
Eldritch Reaches? If I had the map pulled up, I might be actually be able to know. She's from more of a remote part of Eldridge Reaches. She was very ignorant of the world before the falling. Oh yeah,
of
the Eldine Reaches, whatever that's called, right?
Yeah, she was very ignorant.
The one with Greenheart as the capital.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Clementine was very ignorant growing up because she was mostly isolated.
Do you think we'll be able to meet? Do you think we'll be able to meet your parents in the thing? How would that be for a fun interaction?
If you did, Clementine would be like groaning the entire time, just like so Clementine.
No. Pinches Jordan's cheeks. Oh, I see you brought us a son-in-law.
Mom!
I see you brought a son-in-law. He's so cute, sweetie.
He shall birth many a son.
Either way, I'm already married.
Yeah. Mom, he's married.
Yeah, to you, sweetie. Good job. Good job.
You doctor yet? No, Dad. I'm 12.
Only 167.
Dad, I'm only 5. I can't be a doctor. Pull my teeth already.
Yeah.
Really, your 4-year-old cousin is already getting into a med school. You're making us look bad at the parent circle.
She's like, Dad, I haven't even learned how to crawl yet. Calm down.
If you're 5 and you haven't learned how to crawl, then I think... Because don't kids learn to walk around too, or something?
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't deal with kids.
I lowered the age significantly.
Yeah, it's like, if you don't know how to crawl by 5, then I think you are making your parents look bad at this.
I think there's something not quite right. Now, a commercial flashes on the TV screen. Were you or a loved one harmed in the medical malpractice during birth or pregnancy?
If so, call the 4-year-old cousin. Hi.
Hey.
Hey.
We got a DM. We're still doing lore, but we got a DM.
Who's recording the call?
You
Wow,
sound
that was
muffled.
really bad.
You sound like a 1950s radio from Germany.
You sound like you're talking through a pillow.
You sound like you are a pillow.
I'm as fat as a pillow. So.
Well, I'm doing this on my phone. What if you suck?
Oof.
Can tell.
Yeah. Nice. But it's been a big garbage.
Yeah, you sound like a 12-year-old player on Call of Duty because your bit rate is so low.
So I'll fit right in with Nathan's friends, with Ryan and Jezreel.
Vote Nuketown.
I can barely hear you at all.
You make no sense, probably.
Just type, please. Spare us the pain.
So,
No.
I mean, I can understand you, just not as well as I can understand Clementine when her vice isn't going well.
You'll move, Kristen.
Yeah, I can understand about as many words per sentence.
for about, for Clementine actually joining the Rose of War, I think it was more like, she was kind of like, I wouldn't say involuntarily raised to, like, by her grandfather to join the war and, like, finish what he started, but it was always kind of hinted, it's just like,
Kind of
Clementine-
assumed you were going to.
Yeah, he just always kind of assumed, just like, Clementine's my favorite kid, so she's gonna finish this thing I started. Right, kid? I'm about to die. You're gonna do that thing? And it's like, yep, grandfather.
You'll be the
so-
number one hero.
Please tell me
I
he's
need
the one
a
who started
hero.
it because he accidentally knocked over a guy's spear at a tavern, and the 750-year-long war just continued. Because
I
of
wouldn't
that.
say he accidentally. I feel like he was a big leading, like, commander in, like, incorporate. Like, it wasn't started accidentally. It was more like it was sparked because of a conflict in territory and all that. But, like, it was a big general back in the day and a famous Eldridge Knight.
And now he's a kind old man.
Yeah, he's a sweet old man.
Yeah,
Does he give good life advice?
If
I
he's
can-
talking
invest
talking
all your money in
combat.
gold.
if he's talking combat, then like you can trust him with your life.
Oof. Does he make tea?
Yes.
Do you see where I'm drawing the parallels here?
Yes.
Who am I drawing the parallels to then?
Yoda.
No,
Obama?
no.
Oh, I got a combat
Iroh
learned
from
through Obama.
Iroh from Last Airbender.
Oh.
But yeah, Chris, we did mention the idea of meeting Clementine's parents and just imagine those reactions that would happen. Oh,
You doctor yet?
You would
No.
But I can only imagine like this really old guy is like talking to his granddaughter, like, you know, the war that's been like killing like so many of us. Yeah, I want you to join it.
Clementine.
you'll get
Finish
street
what I
cred if you
started.
join. You'll get street
All the
cred.
cool kids are joining the war. You'd be a lot cooler if you did too.
Grandfather,
join the war.
Grandfather, I'm 7 years old. I'm 7 years old, Granddad.
I'm
When
seven.
I
Good
was
for you.
7, I was killing everyone.
When I was 7, I killed my first newt. Shouldn't be too much worse for you.
If you're old enough to shoot a bow, you're old enough for war.
Granddad, no.
Grandpop.
When I was 2, I killed a dragon.
That's some
When I was a little over
Yeah.
your age, I was in a cruiser in the Pacific.
I feel like it was it was more like I feel like she would have waited until she was at least 100 and grandfather was just kind of training her during that time.
Yeah, 100 years of combat training. That's
Parents are judgmental one night, so she just runs away, joins the war, and starts fighting people.
To be
Like that-
honest,
Doesn't even
just,
join a side, just starts fighting people.
no.
Just have enough body count on both sides so that you make it so that one of the sides decides to hire you so that you can get your body count listed as your side.
I'm just imagining the A-Team theme as she's like running across the field, like slicing people to bits.
Jesus.
If I've learned anything from video games, you can get a lot of points by kill stealing.
You nosy camper.
I feel like Clementine, honestly, from angst of like growing up being pressured into being like a witch or a wizard or a sorceress, she would just like get really pissed one night and be like, you know what? I'm gonna do it.
You know
I'm
what?
leaving tomorrow morning to join the war, and they'll be like, see if I fucking care.
Yeah, everyone's just like, okay,
You're already a
sweetie,
disappointment.
come back when
You might as well die honorably.
It's like, okay,
Come-
sweetie,
come-
come back when you're out of this phase, and then you just never
Come back
came
when you're out of the phase.
It's like
Just
that
like,
one
are you-
Red Robin's commercial. We even have vegan burgers for your daughter's phase.
Yeah,
That
it's
lost
just-
them a lot of customers. And the thing is, I ate at Red Robin's today with my vegan cousin.
Ha!
Well, she's not vegan right now; she's vegetarian, but like
what's the
basically cheese and eggs. That's literally the only
Who
difference.
could live without cheese?
Who
Cheese
can
is
live
amazing.
without-
Probably not her.
Without like a medical reason. That's my only question. So how can you say no to ice cream? That's the only
She's a
thing I
hippie. She's really just a hippie. Like the one time she tried to make me believe in like a magic crystal. She like dipped it in this. She said she had to dip her crystal in like clear water, dips it in our pond that's like mud, like you cannot see like a centimeter below the water surface. Dips it and tries to convince me that it has magical powers.
This
What if-
will
no,
like
she-
cure you of any disease. You don't need to be vaccinated.
Hey, Chris, you're actually sounding better now.
Anti-vaxxers just only bought the Dumbo version of life.
I
Chris,
would
you're
love
not talking through a pillow. Yay,
probably have better service now. To be honest.
probably.
no.
But so what's
We-
this about
we
the
only
Blooming
got-
Roses for?
Oh, we've just been talking about that. Wonderful.
Oh, that's what we were talking about before we got sidetracked, like we always do.
Hey,
So what's your perspective of the Blooming Roses War? Afterwards, I can give mine, if it helps.
Clementine?
It's just us who were in it.
odd answer.
It was kind of like a lifelong career, like not lifelong career. It was kind of like a lifelong dream she had, like a childhood glory moment. Just like I'm gonna join the war when I grow up.
I'm gonna
That's
steal the Declaration of
awesome.
Independence.
It's just like that kid that wanted to be a firefighter. Like that's Clementine,
I
but
wanna
like with
be
the war.
Campaign.
Like, she was very ignorant about like the casualties of war. Like she didn't
Oh,
think
no
about
one really
that stuff.
dies in a war. They're just missing in action.
She
No,
knew
no.
people died. It's just she didn't really think about like the aftermath until she like
Until
made
She
friends.
started a
Until she made
fire.
friends.
Yeah, until she made friends with this girl called Amanda that just...
Fucking Amanda just fucking beefed it.
Amanda and Clementine were like BFF. They painted each other's nails, braided each other's hair. Next thing you know, Amanda's head is on a spike.
And then
Okay.
and then her baby's in a jar. Her head's on a spike and her baby's in a jar. Good times.
Good
So
time.
for everyone.
Good time. Now she's a zombie.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Depends how I
I'm still
feel.
trying to figure out if that was illusion or not.
You see,
Everything's an illusion.
my original thought I had when that was going on was that Amanda, the zombie, was Backlock, and they switched rules via illusion magic. And then once you killed Backlock, I say Backlock, I mean Bowlock. Once you killed Bowlock in the arena, he would unmoor, and then you'd have a phase 2 to the boss fight.
and one would be your BFF.
Clementine. Oh my god. I had like a split second realization, just like if she's a zombie, Clementine's kind of got like an obligation to murder her so she doesn't have to suffer anymore. But then that'd be really fucked up. Just like, Amanda, I won. Time for you to die. Just like runs up to her, like pretending to give a hug, and just like stabs her in the gut. Just, oh my god, no.
Oh, I think I've found something new. See how badly I can press your comfort zone. See if I can light it up on fire. Don't worry, it's nice. And somewhat PG.
Ow!
Bless you.
Did you?
How was a sneeze?
That was
Speaking of sneezes, are goblins involved in the war?
Speaking of sneezes, are goblins.
Um,
How's that for?
Grillis, what the fuck?
I was not prepared for that transition.
I'll say a little bit.
And how long ago was this war?
The actual war or the fall?
Like, when the very first conflict in the war that involved goblins.
Goblins.
First war that involved
And,
goblins was
like,
probably
and,
several
like-
years ago.
Any interference by goblins, or just like using them as like collateral?
Oh, trust me, anyone's gonna use anything.
Basically, a
Yeah.
goblin is fighting in battle of some kind.
Oh, that'd probably be the first year of the actual war because there's no way you can.
Then how long ago was the first year of the war?
Like Clementine's grandfather fought in the first year of the
Grandfather
war.
and elves.
So like 1,000 years?
No, they don't live that long.
So
More
like
like
700?
more like 500.
Yeah.
Do you think a gnome would have like? Do you think a gnome would have like his great grandchildren within that time? Because My-
Not
my-
great. More like just
So you
great.
want your
Great.
gnome to know it? Know a goblin?
basically the gnome guy I'm making, the reason he's so rich, well, for two reasons. First, the reason his father's the leader of the area. Mucus. Is because he descended from a great gnome warlord who defended his home from a band of roaming goblins.
I mean, that doesn't really have to be with the Rose War. It can be its own little thing.
Yeah. The stand of Kilgar the Great. And of course he's Scottish, so he screams, "They shall not take our freedom."
Boom.
So who won the actual war? Was it the Blooming Roses?
Yeah. They had the fall, but then they like kind of underdog style uppercutted the other team with like, I'm thinking it was like kind of what the Americans did to the British, like cut them off at the fort. Because I did a little in the drawing I made, I copied and pasted like a map thing from like a map generator, and I had like a port on it, and had like a knife cutting off the cove. It was kind of like, yeah, that's what we're gonna do, Clementine. She's like, this is a great idea, and then that was the last night they ever talked.
My only question was about that picture. Why would a flag bearer be talking to the general, or like the admiral of an army, or be in the same tent speaking about like extremely like important battle secrets?
Because they were BFFs.
Flag bearers ever gonna do? Like, I want you to hold this flag extremely proud. It's like, I'm
Flag
honored,
bearers
sir.
are the
Just hold
alright,
it.
alright, Chris.
Yeah.
Do you understand the importance of flag bearers during this American Civil War? Without the flag
yeah.
bearers, they had no idea. They had no idea, like, where to march. When they saw that flag, they could feel the burning in their chest, and say, "Let's march over there and stab them."
But so So what happened first? The fall of the Blooming Roses, the battle I was involved with, or when they won? 'Cause I have a
the fall happened and then they won.
I thought they would have won and then a couple years later had a fall. Kind of like
Yeah.
what happened in Skyrim with the Blades, where they were on top, and then after a bunch of years they fell from grace.
I mean, I
Yeah.
wasn't really thinking like the war. The war, it was kind of like during the war, the fall of the Blooming Roses happened. Because like that's like a name of a battle that happened in the war, like the fall of the Blooming
Yeah, but it
Roses.
seems like a battle that would have just wrecked morale, at least.
Yeah, it like that's the name of the battle. Like it wrecked morale, and like it had like a fall because
Yeah,
they were losing battles and everything. And then when they won, they had like a big comeback, and it was just like the victory of the Blooming Roses.
you see, one thing that I keep forgetting is that the Blooming Roses army. That wasn't the entire army that got wrecked. It was just your battalion.
Well, it wasn't just like it was like a battle, like a battle that they lost, like majorly.
Yeah, they lost everyone except like
Mhm.
2 people. Or 2 important people.
I can only imagine like this war being like the Civil War. Like the bad guys like
Right.
are winning like a hardcore like beating you guys up, and like one of the very most like important generals got killed by his own men, and that's how you all won. Because
I
someone
mean-
wanted to stab the general.
I mean, I hope they're not stabbing the general.
I can only imagine it. Like, oh, I'm not getting that promotion anytime soon.
Did you participate in other battles, or after the fall of the Blooming Roses, did you just wander off and become?
I feel like I think it was documented, and I
After
like
your
to think. I like to think in the documentation of the Fall of the Blooming Roses, like everyone was killed, and just like it was kind of like she was thought to be dead, but then she like kind of woke up and it was kind of like never like revamped that she survived and everything.
yeah,
She fought in like the war, like in in the battles upcoming to the fall. Like she was experienced because she fought in those battles, building up relationships with Amanda and like the battalion and the battles they fought together, and it was epic and all that. But after the fall, she kind of just like
disappeared.
yeah, she disappeared for a while, and then she came back just kind of like, I want to be a guard now. I'm just gonna kind of forget everything.
But yeah, it's more like after the fall. What happened to your character? Did she just decide to nope out of there? Did she participate in more battles, or did she become like a social hermit, living with all the stress and memories? Because your PTSD you have
Well, she
now
couldn't
is
go.
bad. Imagine what happened right afterwards.
She couldn't go home. It's just it was a stressful time because she couldn't defect, but she also couldn't like she didn't know what to do because she thought everyone was
You don't
dead.
have
And
a, you don't
they all
have a
thought
commander to go to.
yeah, they all thought she was dead. She thought they were all dead, and it was just she just roamed. It was aimlessly, like collapsed down in front of like a carriage. Carriage was like, "Yo, let's bring her to the next town so she doesn't fucking die." And they bring her to the next town. She's like, "What's your name?" And just like, "I'm a person."
How long were you as a guard before the campaign? Was that like for a long while? Were you like a guard for a lot of years, or was that just like your first day on the job? First day
I
on the
mean, she was pretty well known because the captain of the guards knew her. So I'm saying about maybe a couple years, 3 or 5 years. I mean, she just lost 9 years of her life.
I just hope no one knows how to add up when I mentioned villains' ages. I just hope no one like goes into details. Like, there's no way Backlog would have been part of the Blooming Roses.
What
You would have
mean?
been like 7 years old or
It's-
something. It's like,
Magic.
I already said something to you though.
yes, and
Magic.
I hate you for doing math for it.
I'm not trying to make it too long. Just like 3 or 5 years, she was kind of roaming around city to
Yes.
city, being
So-
just like kind of a folk hero. or like she's definitely a soldier. She was doing rounds and just making sure everyone was all around being okay.
So how long ago did that battle happen, or the fateful battle happen? Was that
And a
20
long,
years?
long time ago, in
Or
a
was
galaxy far
All
away.
for the start.
No, the one that everyone died.
Oh, 9, 10 years ago.
Oh, so it's
Maybe it was sooner than that. No, because wasn't Djibouti exiled for 20 years? So yeah,
This
it was
is
around
wh-
20 years.
No, this is why I'm asking, because I might not have been exiled for 20 years, just because I say 20 years. Time is different when you're stuck in a desert with no clock. If you
Time
have
is
no way to
different when
track-
you have PTSD.
when
She
you don't have a
probably
way to
doesn't
track
know.
the days just kind of mesh in together. There's nothing memorable about a day, so you just forget it happened. Or you add more, because you have no idea how long it's been. And stretch that over a couple years. By like the second day, personally, I would have no idea what day it is. But like after 3 years, unless you probably would have just said screw it with the days. So he might not have been sent immediately. Plus, I like the idea that Djibouti wasn't sent there 20 years because Lust is only 17. So if he was 20 years ago, he would have been sent 3 years before Lust, which there'd be no way to explain like the whole Uncle Djibouti and stuff.
Man,
Yeah.
Real
Let's
question
just
is,
say time is an enigma that no one can understand in this because the dreams fuck with the realm so bad that every time people fall asleep, it just goes backwards a day.
My mind is an enigma.
Milk falls over.
damn.
What?
Nothing. I'm just reading the comment.
So it's kind of hard to put a time on it. I like it. I like the thought of Clementine being put back to the age she was when she was in the war, because that would explain her getting all mad about it. So maybe like 9 years.
Yes,
9 years
it
or
really-
so.
you see, how long Djibouti's been in exile? I'm thinking it depends on how long Lust has been a slave. Like, when did she get put
Slave.
in? When
She
did
was
she?
about 4 years.
Four? That's young. So that would have been 15 years ago, according to that standard, I think. No, 13 years. So, yeah, about 10 years. 13 years exile. I think that sounds like a long exile. But
I would say like 10 years, because that way, all right, you're there enough for like a childhood,
yeah,
we
that's
ro-
what I'm thinking.
but like you're also
How long
not
has she
there.
been out of slavery? How much did she get out, like, when she was a couple years ago? Like, 3 or 4?
I'll say that.
Or was it, like, a year or 2 ago?
Okay.
Because I'm thinking the whole reason Djibouti was... I'm thinking the whole reason Djibouti left slavery was because... Or, yeah, Djibouti left slavery. The whole reason Djibouti was exiled because of less slavery.
Yeah, totally. I did not just zone out. Last talk to someone else.
Yeah, did you hear what I said?
Nope.
I'm thinking the whole reason Djibouti got exiled was because of less slavery, so how long he's been exiled really depends on that.
So like, are you
But she
saying like
was-
he tried to find her, but then like he couldn't, and so Bagalog is like,
Nah,
you failed, get out of here.
nah. More like he
Backpack
didn't.
does care very much about his sister.
Not enough, apparently. These things are best left untouched for now. Wouldn't you say so, too?
So, Who wants to learn about Ernie?
Ernie, Dad.
Ernest.
Ernie.
Oh, Clement.
Okay, bro.
Djibouti still has Ernest the Mark book that Clementine let him borrow. Just putting that out there.
I mean,
It was just a child's book, so it was
it's
like
just a
pictures
child's book.
So
Although
Yeah, no.
I don't think
stuff
I ever got
told
the.
about would not have been mentioned in
I
it.
don't think I actually got what it said though. I think you took a picture of the written version, but
That wouldn't have
it's-
been part of the book at all. It was just near his end about those people liberating the continent of Kanaba.
or Horvera.
Yeah,
Hello,
Kanaba,
just
Corvera.
aloe vera.
Let's just call it Bill. Oh, yeah. It was just been about those group that killed him.
As long as they're having fun killing a being of that sort, I don't care.
He had a family. Well, he could have had a wife and kid.
Good for him.
Hey, so how do your characters make money? Like, how do they get by?
Working as a guard.
Why
You don't
do-
have to pay money to live in a desert, if you can believe it.
Fair enough.
There's no one to pay rent to if you're stuck in the middle of a desert.
Well, Bullock is a warlord, so he runs a kingdom. So you can basically say he's a king. Baglock is a noble, so he has several estates that run different villages.
Just a couple of large
So
plantations.
Clementine just killed a king.
And
Okay,
King of the Orcs. Not like orcs matter.
okay, that's very racist.
Green skin live matter.
I mean, I'm just. I
I
mean,
can't
I'm
say
so-
you're wrong.
I mean, no.
Because
And not
I
like we have
wonder
any
what's
orcs here. The
out.
only orc in the entire campaign is the big evil. Or is one of the big evil guys.
you say that
Yeah,
now.
Remember that nice orc that gave us that armor? Oh wait, that was different.
Yeah, I'm just saying, as of now. In any way, at least I'm not as bad as that other kid who was like, oh no, I'm not gonna have fun with a tiefling.
Hey, it's his decision.
Throw into side quest.
You ruined a very fun side quest. And a lot of my notes.
But it's not like I say it in earnest. I don't really. It's not like I actually believe him.
I'm happy that I was able to get someone to replace him, though. Because that last battle would have been very unbalanced.
Yeah. Now we get a two for one for redeeming them. Right?
Yeah.
The guy, my like opposite guy, I really don't care about redeeming him.
I don't
I didn't
know
give
him.
you an option to.
I don't know about him enough to redeem to even.
He basically spied, cheated, stole, and profited from it.
Sounds like a capitalist to me.
So Grillis, what has your character been doing while I've been in the desert and she's been walking the wastes?
Getting drunk.
Drunk, metacleric.
Metacleric.
Gone to AA. I'm Grillith, and I'm an alcoholic.
Why did you decide to meet up with the gang? I know we've been having I know we were having dreams, but Why
I
would
always thought
Ashley
the dreams were like a remnant of the alcoholism. Like my
Yeah.
brain has been damaged from the
Yeah,
alcoholism, so
if
I'm
that's
having
the
these
case-
dreams.
If that's the case, then why would you believe them? Alcoholism can lead to some fun dreams, but that doesn't mean.
I mean,
It just happened to come apart.
if I
Like-
saw someone that I never met before in my dreams and I blamed it on something else at first and then saw them in real life, I'd immediately throw out the logical explanation and be like, this is dream destiny.
Yeah, that's basically what I did. It's like, okay, this is kind of creepy.
Dream destiny time.
Yeah. But I think that's about all we can cover with our main characters.
I mean, I could talk forever. I'm sorry.
I-
You know, you have no way.
I really just want to get some feedback about the story of my backup character.
Who's your backup character?
Reginald. Not the sword guy. Like the rich guy.
Oh, is that what you messaged me earlier about?
Yes.
So, okay, let's see. I got latest. I got tieflings for some reason.
Oh, I don't know if this is related to this campaign or not, but I've fallen in love with the idea of familiars and pets because
Yeah.
I was bored at work and I was using my RPG generator app and I was going through the pets and familiars and there are so many good ideas on it. I love it.
Oh yeah, I don't even have to. I was gonna ask something, but I just realized it's literally the first line of my notes.
Yeah, I was surprised John didn't want a familiar.
I feel like his familiar would be some sort of like creature that bites him constantly. Like he tries to pet it, it bites him. Yeah, he likes me.
Like Pikachu at the beginning of Pokemon.
Just
Actually-
dragged alongside with a rope.
Actually, Pikachu never actually changed his
Oh, it was-
personality. Ash just went into a coma.
Jesus. I mean, being electrocuted by a rat about a few hundred dozen times
Oh
would
my
do that.
god, that sounds terrifying. Cat-sized praying mantis. No, a cat-sized praying mantis.
Cat-sized.
I mean,
praying
there are a few
Who would
weird
mantis.
ones.
A
want
cat-sized
that?
praying mantis. What are you talking about? Scyther's literally kid-sized praying mantis.
Like there was one like a vampire alligator that only feeds on ideas, words, and books, and it's like a scholar would love that.
Yeah, but that thing looks adorable.
Yeah, it's lit. Can I just get a pet dwarf? That's familiar. Oh,
Can I get Bumbo?
I need a pet turtle. Debody needs a pet turtle.
We need Bumbo as a familiar.
Oh, a silver spear.
Guppy? Are we getting
I
Guppy?
thought for gorilla. No, it's Mushroom Jesus.
Extended.
Who's fondling a cup?
That's no cup. Sorry, I had to. I saw the opportunity. I took it with pride and joy.
Well, maybe not in this campaign. Maybe in the next one.
Uh-oh. Yeah,
Okay.
when you're going to high school, sneak animals into school. What's the worst that could happen?
I mean, they don't be animals. There was this one that I read that was like like a feather that would like be alive. I don't know what the word is for an inanimate object that's alive. I guess animated. Animated feather that would, if you treated it nicely and provided it ink, it would write for you.
I feel like that's just anthropomorphic. No way, that's animals. Damn
Yeah.
it, Seth is corrupted again. I miss him. I miss my Seth.
Okay then. Well, anyways, I really want to get feedback on the backup character.
Baby.
Quiet, Chris.
I just can't. Oh, sorry. I looked at him, but I stopped caring after a few sentences.
Hmm.
No offense. It's just normal for me.
But yeah, Chris, how did you feel about the idea I just DM'd to you?
That is a nice idea. I'm not gonna lie.
It's basically the whole reason that Djibouti, like, he was dying from alcoholism, so he came. You were a guard and saw people. Djibouti he just decided to wander out of the desert one day, didn't he?
Okay.
He was like, oh, he's done. Oh, I'm done with this. And then he wandered out. Just in time.
Well, I've explored every grain of sand. Better get out of here.
I've sifted through all of the grains of sand of time.
That's poetic.
I've sifted through the sands of time, and all I could find is my love for Zalara. So I have to return.
That Reginald has no flaws. He's just perfect.
I mean, Djibouti's character sheet, everything is outdated because he went through so many things, but his stat or his persona is still the same.
Eating crossbow.
It's just like Bonds. Should my discovery come to light, it could bring ruin to the world. I think it's just like that is so outdated for.
It was.
Although personality, oblivious to etiquette and social expectations, that's like me in real life. So I think that's appropriate.
It's the exact opposite of my character. I was actually gonna give him dueling pistols that I was only allowed to do like actual
As
dueling.
It's just like you can only use them as a finisher, but it's okay because they were going to be dead anyway.
No, I use it as an intimidation check.
No, they just look like pistols, but they don't actually shoot anything but confetti.
They're rock candy.
Yeah, they just shoot confetti if you actually pull the trigger, but you just hope no one.
No, you pull the trigger and it shoots out a little rod and it unrolls a flag that says bang.
Bang.
I basically designed this guy after the gentleman of London. He has a gentleman's hat, fine clothes, and a sword cane.
Yeah, Chris, I need to learn how to actually make a character because I have the one character from my Discord D&D thing is just like asking, or he's already, like, hey, let's keep working on my character, and I'm just like, I did everything I can for you at this point. I don't know how to do the rest.
I can help you out.
Repeating hand crossbow instead of a pistol.
I don't want to be in stupid Reginald's character. Sorry, buddy, but nothing gets a character. I just don't want to be in him right now.
You say you don't want to be in him?
The first thing I see. Oh, no.
Come on, no homo
Why
is
is
the only
that
character we
thing I
need.
see in my character? You guys want to know
Which
a little bit
one?
about the villain? The villain.
Do we want to know a little bit about the Vil?
The villain.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I know a lot about one of them. 2 of them. 3 of them. I know a lot about a lot of them. Why?
So we'll start with Jasmine. Clementine's favorites.
Yay, Jasmine.
So
Yeah,
Jasmine was a
Skullcrest.
homeless hobgoblin who was an orphan at one point. Because he had nothing. He was living on the street. And she met a black demon who gave her several gold pieces to join an army to set a flag on fire.
Yay. Flag burn it.
After that, she trained under Baglock and Bollock to become a very powerful opponent. They trained her to be a warlock, basically.
Cool.
Oh yeah, Chris, you know how you sent how I asked my friend to do art for you?
Yeah.
Basically, I haven't asked her how far she is on it, but this is her latest work, and I think so. So someone with the level of that artist is doing your characters, and I think it's actually good for you. Having someone who can art.
He's low.
Do you read what's on the heart?
I knew what was on the heart. It's her profile pic at the moment too.
Every time we talk.
This is basically what Chris is like whenever he has to read out the word Djibouti. He just puts up the fuck yourself art and was like, okay, I love you.
Why did I do this? Why the heck did I do this?
Why did you not just forcefully make intermission just be like, yo, stop.
Why did I design Indiana Jones as a D&D character? This is basically Indiana Jones as a D&D character.
Anybody else you guys want to learn about? Bollock, Baglock, Lust, Ashley, Envy, Temper, Adrian, Juella.
I'm
Holding up the heart.
ready, or I'm okay with all of them as long as they're the main couple. Like, I don't need to learn more about Temperus. I forgot she was the. If Temperus wasn't on my villain's character list in my notes, I would have forgot she even existed.
And you're too late. You gave love a bad name.
You gave love a bad name.
You give your child a bad name.
Oh, no. This is a great name.
So, what characters do we want to
Nathan,
hear?
stop that noise or I will kick you. Thank you.
So,
Thank you, bud.
did we want to... Clementine, what character do you want to... Or what villain do you want to hear more about? If it was up to you.
I do
I have
have
some
this
ideas,
weird character,
but...
Skyrider.
What about Skyrider?
Wasn't that the one that she was going to use for the Gwyn's campaign? Or was that another one?
I feel like that's just a stupid character. Nobody wants to see it.
What's the backstory on, or what's as much backstory as you can tell us on, like, Ashley? She isn't turned up in a while, right? What happened to
that?
Ashley? Ever?
Yeah. I just want to
She cooks
like
stuff.
stuff.
What did you say?
She
You're-
cooks stuff.
Is my internet the one being stupid? Because all I can hear is your twos doing your normal cutting out.
Yeah.
Although
Mm.
Chris probably has a good reason to, though.
Yay! Refuse to get on a laptop or a computer.
Yay! Like, because of that, I didn't hear you. So what happened to her? Did she just be like, is she just there but not really talked about?
She was there in the arena. I'll say
She
that.
just wasn't notable enough to be worth a line of text. Just worth a line of speech.
She was important at that time.
Wonder when she's gonna be important again.
Oh, pretty soon. I got a plan.
Wonder how her character's
Yep.
gonna evolve.
Oh, pretty dark. Pretty dark. Real quick.
Because right now she's just a murder hobo. Murder hobo that can send you in a staff and can just one shot you by saying the right word.
Entire senior year. No. All my characters are murder hobo. Yep, you're all under 100 hit points, so y'all don't. I will do it.
Not like we can be above 100 hit points.
Oh, you can.
We're level 3.
You guys are level 4.
The booty's still at like 34 hit points. No, he's still at 22. It's not like I'm gonna have to fight her. Ayo.
Well,
not like
yeah.
unless she goes rogue. She's just
So just pull an edgy road.
Joe just pull a John. Just turn.
Right.
Wonder what's gonna happen to Bullock now that he's dead.
Do you want to hear about him, villain's character stories?
Sure.
Thinks he did. I don't know. What would I do with him? Anyone in
Probably
particular?
resurrect them and dang
What's the fun in resurrecting someone?
You can make them like you can put like someone else's soul into him.
What if he put Amanda's soul?
That's some
into it?
Wolfenstein stuff right there.
What if he put Amanda's soul into it? Or no, that was way too in the distant past to really be applied.
Backlock, Bullock's soul.
Into like a golem or something.
Into Amanda's body. Mr. Crab, I have an idea.
Chris, you
Mr.
gotta
Krabs
admit, I am the
downstairs, Mr.
best
Krabs
schemer in the
down there.
group. I have the best ideas. Don't I?
Yeah.
This
What
is,
did I do?
you see, this is why we need the 3-man D. This is why we need the 3-man DM group. Because when I make an idea, it is beautiful. Isn't it?
Hey. Oh. Fuck track, but I thought.
I know this is...
They're nice.
So,
Oh,
you know, this is not surprisingly
Oh.
coming from me. What were you saying?
Go.
No, you can. I was going to start another whole line of descriptions, so...
I'm going to tell you guys about backlocks.
I was wondering, Zulara's, of course I'm the one
He
who
was a
asking.
felt cleric who lost his last party to a beholder.
Will that beholder come up again?
He
The
brought,
Will that be important?
he brought same onto his family's name, and he later joined a cult. It actually did come up. It was rule if you and Clementine, my bad. He joined a cult that slaughtered his village and burned it down and sold his sister into slavery. He left the cult a few years ago, and he was able to his lust once more.
Nice.
What an asshole.
Okay.
Just saying, I
That's
wouldn't
just
forgive
mean.
that fucker.
I mean, I think the booty already has, though.
And I'll explain lust real quick before I move on to Zuela.
There are two peas in a pod.
So, her background. After her brother left, Lust's life farther down. Her father
What happened? You're coming.
actually disowned him, and her mother and him say that her father disowned both her and her older brother. Her mother always was crying, and both of them would not even acknowledge them. She was sold into slavery by the help of her brother, and after she was set free, her brother helped her become a witch that she is today.
Oh, makes sense. I can tell you one thing: if the booty was there during our slavery, trust things would not have gone the same for the master. Someone else would have killed her. Else would have killed them other than Lust. But what was this about Zolara's backstory?
Well, do you think we should drop the bomb still?
Ah, good question. Uh, I'm gonna say save it. Although everyone here already knows or has the ability to know it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say save it for when it shows up, or at least after it becomes hintable. Other than that one time, like a while ago.
So, after she was being chased out by those soldiers and elder creatures, whatever I describe them as, she met the black demon, and he told her that if she joined, her life would be full of wonderful fun and glory, and he would help her as well. So she joined him and became a blood hunter with his help. And now she is basically his mercenary, in a way.
Good. Oh no. Ooh. Well, I guess that's goodbye to Nathan. With Nathan. Have a good one. If you're still here, his Skype always bugs out, so it takes him 10 minutes to leave. Any other big we yeah how did their or Zalara's and Tabuti's relationship start? Was it just like a proximity?
It was after you told her that you were able to see, like you were at, like you believed her about her seeing things.
Tabuti doesn't seem to remember that.
It was in
Although
one
it's
of your,
probably because Tabuti went, because I wasn't there for that. Because we haven't done the prequel yet.
I wouldn't mind doing a prequel. So, what? No, no, Dad, no. Okay, no. We're gonna end that there. We're gonna end this episode there. I'm not gonna answer that question with any statements.
That was a joke. So, kind of like the death policy for literature.
Bad boy. Just say I'm with her, not any. So, depending if the booty knows how to end this, we'll see you all later.
Have a good
Bye
one.
bye.
Bye.